And Patches got on the topic, just try to. She's very smart, alecky, but she's nice, I guess, when she wants to be. She said, "You know what? Where I come from, dogs like you are soft." And then Saint Bernard, he was very noble. This Saint Bernard is big. He can crush bones. He didn't say anything. But the other hunting dog, the one in the middle, not the smaller one, but the one in the middle, the dog in the middle, he says, "We're not soft. How are we soft? We hunt animals out there." She says, "You don't really hunt." Patches said, "You don't really hunt like we do. We're out in the wild, and you need to get back out there too. You don't even know who you are. You've forgotten who you are. You let people decide who you are." Well, what about our master? You see, notice these dogs don't call it human. They call it master. And these dogs are smart enough to know when we start acting like dogs or people, they don't like that. It looks ridiculous to them, even if they act all sweet and nice. No, they know their place. We're the master and they're the animal. But we can they're still one of the family, but they're not human. Okay? Let's get that straight. And these animals don't like it when people do that. And they explained that to her, but she said, "Yeah, but you're still soft. You should come out there and I can show you what real hunting is." Now, she started taking a liking, even though she didn't admit it at first, to the youngest dog, the hunting dog, because they were almost the same age. He was younger than her. I guess you could say he was about 12 or 13 in human age. But she was 14. And so, they talked all night. Come to find out that the hunter, Mr. Man, actually nursed Patches back to health. And he set her free. And her leg, can you believe it? This guy must have been a doctor or a surgeon or something, because her leg was even stronger than it was and healthier than it was before she had stepped into that bear trap. So Patches made it back. Patches made it back to her community. And as soon as she got back there, you talk about the animals going crazy. Matter of fact, as soon as she crossed the border, put in layman's terms, or not layman's terms, but I'm trying to explain it so you can understand it. As soon as she got inside of the hidden place, right inside, she saw one of her friends, and her friend just happened to be a bird. And then there was another friend that she had. Now this bird was a cardinal, okay? And cardinals can live in this place, And then and this cardinal friend of hers, she called her cardinal friend Red, R-E-D-D, Red. Sounds familiar, huh? From one of my other stories. And then there was the best friend of the cardinal was a beaver. Not Justin Beaver, but another beaver, and she called him Beeve. So it was Red and Beeve. And then they were the first one that saw her, and they were her friends. And they were like, "Oh, look, hey, Patches, Patches!" And the bird, the Red, just started like flapping his wings. It was a he. And the beaver was a boy too. So, and the beaver started hitting his tail on the ground. And like, "Oh, we were so worried about you. We thought you were." And she said, "You thought I was what?" "Never mind. You're home now. Home, sweet home." And then all the animals just went crazy. But the wolves, even the wild dogs, as soon as she got back, they were like, oh, so happy. And Alpha, the leader of the wolves, who's always so cool and calm and tough, even he got a little bit excited. He saw Patches and he says, "Oh!" And then everybody got quiet and looked at him. And then he was like, "Oh!" And he looked at everybody and noticed they were quiet looking at him. And he's like, "Well, something was in my throat." And they were like, "Yeah, right, whatever." So they were all glad to see Patches back. And they wanted to hear what had happened to her. So ever. So they were all glad to see Patches back.